Steph, what did you think of Draymond's night-night celebration?
I saw at the very end of it. I didn't know he did it all the way down the court. Let's just say his is a little bit more aggressive than mine. And I like it. You gotta make it your own.
You and Ant had a moment at the end of the game. What was that discussion like? What has it been like going up against him past 2 games with this baseball series?
He's tough, man. He can do everything on the court. He's shooting the ball at a high level now. He's got that dog in him, pun intended, Georgia. And he just loves hooping. So I got to feel that energy all summer and what he brought to Team USA. And, you know, he talks trash. You know, he's in every moment. And he's a guy that, you know, leaves in great hands for the next 15 years with him just being who he is. So the competition is great, especially at the stage of your career. You want, you know, to appreciate the young guys who are elevating their game and coming into their own. Obviously, you want to come back and win this game and compete as well.
Hey, Steph, the analytics say that you and Gary work well as when you're together on the court. Can you talk about a little bit about why it works, why you guys work so well together, and if that was something that you guys have developed over the year, or just kind of an automatic thing that you're in sync?
We developed that since years, the 2021 season, where he's such a unique player because he can guard on the ball. He puts so much pressure as a point of attack defender, and he also just has a strong IQ for where to be on offense. He gets to his spots quickly. We run a lot of pick and roll with me and him at times where he's, you know, rolling in the pocket, getting downhill, and he knows how to move the ball quick, set great screens, just make the next play. So he has a great feel, and he's shown that for the whole time he's been here, the 2 different stints. And, you know, he's a big part of our championship year, especially that start that we had that gave us some great momentum. And he just has a way to figure it out. And the last, 5 minutes of tonight, he played well all game, but that last 5 minutes, just trying to give Anthony Edwards as much hell as possible, that's who he is.
What was he doing to Anthony?
Do what?
What was he doing to Edwards that?
He's strapping up. That's what we call it. Ant can still make shots over him, but he was just trying to make it tough. And that's what great defenders do.
Steph, for years we've heard Steve Kerr talk about the word joy and playing with joy. And Gary was up here a few minutes ago talking about when Buddy walks into a room, wherever it is, into the gym, and says hello to you guys, and he's got that smile, and how the whole place changes. What kind of impact has that made on you, just to see him, if he's shooting well or not, it doesn't matter, he's the same guy, and what kind of example can that be for younger players to see him so even keel and happy?
Oh, there's nothing even keel about him. He is all extreme happy, joy, talking all the time. And you love that energy because he loves the game. He works. He probably puts more hours in the gym than I think I've ever seen anybody. And the consistency of his approach. He does bring joy to the locker room, to the plane, to, no matter where we're at, you're going to hear him. And I think he, like you said, he lifts everybody up because he's got a great sense of humor, and he's been around the block. And, the funniest part, you just can't get him to shut up. So you just, you appreciate everything he brings.
I meant more in terms of even keel. I meant he doesn't get so super down if he has a rough night, right? I mean, he stays with that smile and that.
Yeah, he stays with that smile for sure. I know, the work that he puts in, I heard him say he won't leave the gym until it feels good. So for that, whether he's in, having a rough stretch or whatever, he's going to put more time in to get himself out of it, and that's the commitment to what he does. his attitude doesn't change for sure. So doesn't let the results affect him as much as it could.
He's almost to 2003s, and he knows what that might mean to kids back in Bahamas cheering him on. And he hopes to not catch you, but come close. I mean, can you see him just climbing that 3-point list?
No, for sure. That's a lot of threes between him and Clay for the Bahamas, so it's pretty solid.
Steph, does going to Houston for the NBA Cup feel like going there for the Western Conference Finals?
Not really, but there's still appreciation for a moment, like a build-up for a game. And we all want to get to Vegas for sure, so we're going to give everything we got to it. But a little different context than the playoffs.
I love how you answered that seriously. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
When you've spacing the floor, fourth quarter, you got JK attacking, you attacking, you shooter spaced out. How close to what you guys should be doing at the end of games? Did it feel like that's what you want for fourth quarters?
I think we adjusted well from last game to have a little bit more clarity on what we were trying to do. Obviously, shots have to go in. Buddy was huge for us tonight. JK in the second half was huge for us. But just having organization on how we're trying to create shots, who has the ball in our hands, like you said, where everybody is spaced to make the puzzle pieces fit. It's one game, and we have to adjust to how Houston's going to guard us, and it could look a little different, but we have to make the game as simple as possible. When we get in trouble, the chaos creates confusion, and then you start turning the ball over, and that affects morale. The other team feasts off of that, and the momentum swings quickly. We controlled every possession. I threw one turnover at the beginning of the fourth, and then I don't know how many. I didn't feel like we had any after that because we were just organized. And whether you make or miss shots, it keeps everybody engaged and doesn't give the other team any real life because you're not giving them easy buckets on the other end, feasting off turnovers.
You've been around Gary now for a few years. Are you able to feel how much he enjoys the challenge of going against elite scorers like tonight against Ant, who was 1 of 7 in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean he's adopted that identity from Oregon State to the G League to here, where he understands that's the value he brings to an NBA team and a winning team. My favorite part of him is he'll be on the bike and we need a defensive lineup and he sprints to we call him the wrestler. He comes out of the tunnel, sprints to the check-in, and he's going to go find who the best scorer is. That's a pretty clear role, and so he loves it. He embraces it, and more nights than not, he performs at a high level in that role.
So you weren't surprised when Ant got up with 9:37 left that Gary also got up and checked in at the same time?
That's good, chess match. McDaniels did the same thing for me, and you have those type of matchups where the other team's like, hey, you got him. Try to stay on him. Don't switch. We'll have your help in the back. It's the NBA. Good offense always beats good defense, but his job is just to make it hard and embrace the challenge every night.
What did you think of the Draymond driving and dunk to finish and the elongated celebration after?
We needed that moment. I know he needed that moment. He played amazing all night. Typical Draymond type of game where you look at the stat. If you didn't watch the game, you look at the stat sheet, you'd probably be like, ho-hum. But if you watch the game, you understand his impact. And then to finish it off like that, me setting the screen, switching roles, me setting the screen for him getting out, dunking it, and getting the crowd going. And he didn't ask me about using the night beforehand. So his night to shine.
Is that longer than you've ever done it? You seem like you did all night.
Oh no, I made it all the way down and all the way back to the bench before I think in Orlando last year, holding it for a long time.
Hey, Quincy Oliveri had his first NBA basket tonight. When
Oh, he did?
When does his signature shoe drop?
That's fire. So what?
That earns him a signature shoe,
I
right?
mean, everybody's getting signature shoes now. Nah, I'm happy to have him on the squad for sure. It's good timing right there. I don't know what kicks he had on tonight. I'm gonna try to get him signed for me. This is the first bucket. That's pretty dope.